You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Hi. Hello. Oh my God, I can't really hear.
It's like hollow.
It does sound hollow and weird. Are we in a tube?
We're actually not hollow. We are quite deep.
Quite deep,
Yes.
but
we
I
are.
don't hear anything.
For some reason, only those two are working.
Shall we go over there?
Sure.
Sure. Let's move. It's our first show we've done.
Are the knobs turned up all the way?
Pushing knobs.
Right over there. Let's just move over there.
Sure.
Ready, set, go.
Well, how is it? How is it from previous radio shows that they can
How's
work
this?
since then?
Because the computer doesn't like me.
That's not true, Gabe. Everybody likes you.
Okay, so we're gonna play a different game really quick. I'm gonna
Hi.
sabotage my daughter, and
Answer on the
we're gonna answer it on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Thank you for calling during the radio show. How are you doing?
Hi, pretty. What's up?
Hey, Dad, I was just calling.
Hi. And this is
Whoa,
Did you
I
not
forgot
look-
about Mondays being the show?
Right.
Right.
It's only been for a really long time, Alyssa. That's it. Just for a really like over a year.
right. You should know this by now, but this is how we help you
Well,
learn.
that's an embarrassment.
Why? How are you?
Surprise!
I'm doing good. I just called my dad to tell him how my day went.
Well, let's talk
How'd your
about
day
it.
go?
How'd your day go?
Okay, are you ready for this?
I don't know. Am I? I think so.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. So I woke up and I had to get ready for school, right? Now, my running clothes on, it was like, so we reached outside and said it was so cold. It was so cold, Dad. And I don't want to wear my spandex, so I had to get my running shoes. And then I headed to the gym, and then we go outside, and we did our 30-minute run, and my legs hurt so bad because I did a Cure for Cancer run yesterday. And so we went to school that day, and we went to school, and I didn't turn my papers in to Abby, so I got in trouble with Coach Williams, but he was okay with it because he's a cool teacher. And then I had biology, and that was the most boring class I've ever been to in my life. And then I had English, and that class sucks too because I'm failing that class, I'll be honest.
Oh.
And I really don't like high school, Dad. It's just really stressful, and so, I got in the car to go and everything, and I gave my friend his jacket, and then I got in the car, and I went home, and then I ate some frosting, and then I sat on the couch, and I watched some TV. I watched some, rock, and we watched some TV, and I thought about you, and I said, I'm going to call my dad and tell him how my day went.
Woo!
Oh, that was totally worth answering on the air. Totally. I mean, it would have been anyway, but you just made it so much better.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
How cold do you think cold is?
Well, I've been told Texas cold and Colorado cold is two totally different things, but
Yeah.
how would I know? But it's
So when you
been
were
pretty
running, how
lately,
cold was it?
Especially running outside in it.
Well, what was the temperature? Do you know?
This morning it was 29 degrees.
Okay, that's
That's
legitimate.
cold.
Yep. That's legit.
that's cold for
And
Texas,
I had
'cause
to
we're
run in
humid
that
there.
for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
that's not fun.
Ugh.
Your mom's making you a better person.
Country practice.
Good for you.
We'll see you right on. And do you know how many hours until you get here?
I just sent you a text message.
Did
so,
you? Oh, you did.
Let's see. Hold on. 86 hours, 85 hours and 55 minutes.
Say that again?
85 hours and 55 minutes.
85 hours and 55 minutes.
And then what are we going to do when you get here?
I don't know.
There's always the sitting around part, and then there's the family part, and then there's the eating part, and then there's going to do at least one significantly fun thing
Oh, yeah.
part.
Oh, yeah. So we'll figure that out. But I'm excited for you to get here. Are you excited to come up here? It's not real warm. And there's snow.
But we all know once I get off the plane and come into Colorado and everything, it's going to stop snowing.
Well, yeah.
Oh, is that what happens when you get here? It doesn't snow anymore?
I changed the weather.
I had left
During
California
summer,
and
I'll
it started
come
raining.
And it starts raining, and then during the winter, it stops snowing.
Oh, you have some weird, like, negative ions or something that you give off to the clouds.
Sounds pretty positive to me. If you just stay up here for a winter, we may have a nice winter for once.
No, snow is nice winter.
I kind of have this
Snow everywhere
high
but the
school
road.
thing I got to do here.
Well, yeah.
True that.
Well, I'm glad that you called to share your day. Are you going to be around in a little bit? I'll give you a call here in a little bit when the show's over.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling, and I will talk to you soon. I love you.
I love you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Sabotage.
That was so much. She handled it like a champ.
She did. Call me while the radio show's happening, and you may just
And
end
watch
up on
out
the
what
air.
happens. That's right.
Right?
Watch out what happens.
We'll just throw you on just like that.
So it's November. This is the first show that we've done in November because Jeremy and Sarah and Warren and I chose these first 2 weeks to go on vacation.
Which I've learned is now going to be a fantastic tradition. Why would you go to California in June, July, or August? Because that's our summer around here. We think, oh, let's go on vacation during the summer. I'll tell you what, Colorado's the place to be in the summer. Like, it's fantastic out here. It's kind of touristy, but it's not crazy.
Right.
And it's warm and it's dry, typically, and it's lovely.
I like it here in December, January, February, and March too. And April and May actually as well.
I'm good with leaving during these months. Like November in California. Things you can do in California in November pleasantly are stand in the ocean, drive down the street and look at trees, flowers, green grass.
True, can't do that here.
All kinds of plant life, animals. Sometimes
We have
when
animals,
you're standing,
right? We have animals.
We got animals here, that's
I
for
think
sure.
Boone may have pooped on the floor too.
Probably. It's been about 10 minutes. So
It's Monday night and we're in the studio, so of course he pooped
So
inside.
he saves his poop all day, and he's like, I know where I'm going tonight. Right when I get there, as soon as they sit down, don't come out. Oh, there it goes.
Something just like that.
Right? That's how it works.
Yep.
But
What else can you do in California that you think you can't do in Colorado? This
Well,
is
you
what
can-
happens when someone is born in Colorado. All they do is bitch about Colorado.
well, just it's anywhere, anywhere
It
that you
is.
live in or you're at and you're over inundated with and
right.
whatever, you just get burnt out on it. It's like still on my laptop, I've got plenty of pages that are like 18 amazing places, 20 amazing places, 10 places you must visit in Colorado. And it's like,
We should do that.
I would love to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've lived here for so long that I'm really ready to go somewhere and try something new for at least a little bit. I mean,
Well, you did. You just went to California for 2.5 weeks. It was a long time for you to be gone.
not long enough.
It was hard on me. You
It
have to
was-
think about people other than yourself.
I totally understand that.
Thank
but
you.
excuse me. But oh my God, it was so fantastic.
Good.
You know what's not on every street corner in California that is here?
Someone needing money. Is that what you're gonna say?
That too. No. I was going to say cameras.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
here.
I was in the opposite place. I was in the most cameraed city in the world,
Where were you at?
in London.
Oh, that's right. That's right. How did that go?
It's good. It went well.
I want to hear stories. So tonight I feel like it's going to be a vacation stories kind of night.
Oh, okay.
But you can drive your car or you can drive in a car and smoke weed in California. And as long as no one's right next to you going, what are you doing? There's not a camera that's going to, I mean, I didn't notice any. So not saying that just drive around California and flagrantly smoke weed,
yeah.
but I wasn't driving. I was a passenger. I was enjoying. I was a tourist. So, you know.
So what are the places in California that you visited?
Holy crap. Let's see. Ventura, LA, Corona, Redondo Beach, which is south of LA. And holy God, that's a nice little place. Nice, coarse, heavier sand. Like it doesn't hurt your feet, but it's heavier, so the water is much clearer. I mean,
Oh.
really pretty clear.
Interesting.
I got to see giant schools of little fish just while I was standing there, and then the back wave, the swell would come up and it would break, and you'd see it before it broke. Bunch of little fish in there.
You know what you're supposed to do, right?
What?
You're supposed to grab one and eat when it's good luck. Did you do that?
No, I don't like fish.
Doesn't matter. You just swallow it whole.
I had good luck anyway. It was
You
pretty.
would have had better luck.
Well,
She would have finished too.
that's good. Gross though, fish. Yeah. Especially a raw one. But there were a couple of bigger ones just behind them, so it's weird. There's like lines out in the ocean, so there's, where it meets the sand, where there's air, sand, all that little shoreline. It's all open. Then you go past like the first break of waves, and then you can see the animals underneath. And it's like there was another guy that was duck diving underneath the waves, and he's
Fun.
like, "There's stingrays down here," and we're like, "All right, we're out." But still, so we went to San Francisco, Santa Cruz, San Jose, went to the Winchester Mystery House.
What's that?
I'll have to look it up for you. It's a house that was built back in the 1800s, 1900s, by the Sarah Winchester. After her husband died, she, like the stories go that
Rooms and stuff.
it's got hundreds of rooms. It's got stairs that go up into the ceiling that don't go anywhere. It's got windows in the floor, doors in the floor that open up, and there's nothing
place
there.
is
It's just
creepy.
grand.
Why did they do that?
Well, because as the story
She was
goes, that she
crazy?
was crazy and she was being haunted by the spirits of all the people that their guns have killed. So
Oh,
the best way for her to appease the
wow.
spirits was to keep building. So she had hired all these crews. She's got these big, extravagant gardens, just all kinds of rooms and balconies, and
Oh, that's kind of sad, isn't it?
it's
You could, like,
intense.
walk out of a door and fall out of the house, and like.
Or you can open up a door in the floor and just walk through it and fall down into the basement because there's no stairs, there's nothing there, or go up to stairs that go up that are only this tall that go to a door. You open up the door and there's a brick wall, and all kinds of just weird fucking who knows kind of things.
How did she die? Do you know?
I don't. I could look it up.
I don't
See, we
first
didn't.
think I'd be curious.
We
to know.
didn't exactly get the tour. We just got the accidental tour.
What does that mean?
So we went there because it was just up the street from our buddy's house that we were going to go visit, and
Anybody I know?
Big Samson,
Nope.
Samson Mallory, he's a
Nope.
fucking awesome guy.
Awesome guy.
He's very funny. But it's just up the street from where he lived, so it's like, all right, well, let's just go up there really quick. We're just going to go take pictures. Can't really afford to do the tours. It's like $30 for the garden tour, $40 for the garden and
Wow.
house tour and all that. And, it's like, all right, we'll just go up and get some pictures from the outside. It's satisfying to at least get here and touch it, or at least get close enough to get a couple good pictures.
Yeah.
And so we're taking some pictures. I call my mom, and I'm like, guess where I'm at? She's all, where? And I'm like, I'm at the mystery house. I'm standing outside a fence, but I'm looking, and it's all really pretty, and I'm describing to her what I see and all that. And she's like, are you going to go in? I'm like, well, we're going to go into the gift shop because there's a gift shop, and that's where you're supposed to get the tickets. So we're going to go in there, look around, and see what they have. Maybe if they got a little free flyer or something, take that little souvenir or whatever. They didn't have anything like that, but we look around at all their neat stuff, and we're done. We go back to the front door so we can leave. We're like, all right, well, this was fun. Let's go. It's getting late. Push on the front door. It's locked. Pull on it. It's locked. Little sign says, you have to go out, exit by the cafeteria. We're like, oh, shit, okay. So we walk back through the gift shop. We're like, oh, clever. In case you didn't
Right.
want to buy it, you're like, fuck it, I'm here. I'll buy it.
Right.
So we walk out. We go back to the cafeteria, and I walk through the cafeteria because there's a door there. Sarah's standing over by another door over here to the left. She's like, no, I think we go out this door. And I was going to go out the back cafeteria door. Nevertheless, they would have both gone out to the same area. So I walk back over. We go out that door. We're standing there, and I'm like looking around, and it's like, hey, something's whatever. This is cool. Let's look around, take some pictures. And then I see a couple more like chains and posts, and I'm like, I don't remember this being outside. Like, I don't think this is right. And we kept walking, and we're looking at things. And it's
Are
like,
you on the tour?
well, sort of. So, as it turns out, that was obviously the wrong door. We keep walking, and there's all these little signs that say this is garden tour, blah blah blah. And we're like, oh shit, oops. But we don't know how to get out of here. There's a couple of people that are out there. They're taking pictures, just kind of aimlessly walking around. It's like, all right, cool. We just look like these guys. Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Needless to say, I got like 103 pictures.
Oh my gosh.
At least that's what I uploaded. And, we're taking all these great pictures of it, and we get out to the front or back to it, and it's like, oh, right, there's the exit. Thank God we can get out of here. And we walk out the little door, and we walk to the gate, and it's all emergency exit only. We're like,
no.
oh, fuck. Turn around, we're like, how do we get out of here? And there's the entrance right back into, right, and outside even. And so we get back to the main door, and it's like, oh, shit, the only door that we can get into is the gift shop. And they saw us like 40 minutes ago. And if we come in this door, like, we're going to get in trouble because we went out the wrong door. And we walk in, there's a guy standing there with a walkie-talkie, and we're like, oh, fuck, we're in trouble. We just walked right past him and didn't even look at us. And it's like, okay. The guy behind the counter looked at us because we talked to him for like 5-10 minutes. He was a nice guy. He was telling us some of the stories. And he kind of looked at us, and I looked at him, looked away. I was just kind of looking like we were still lost. Like, fuck, how do we get out of here? And so if the cafeteria is right here, we tried to go out a door right here. This is the door we went out of. This is the door we were supposed to go out of.
Oh.
So
I can see how that would be confusing.
Well, we just saw that one first. We were like, fuck, exit, go.
Right.
We went the wrong way. We got a free tour. So
Good day had by all.
it was one of those bonus days.
So we're going to take a quick break and come back and talk more about the adventures of Jeremy and Georgia.
Yeah, because I want to hear some stuff about London. So,
It'll be fun. We'll be right back.
yay.
The law offices of Edson, Maiden, and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
And we're back.
Hello.
So, hello.
You're listening to Happy Monday.
It is a
It's-
happy
it's-
Monday. It's not last Monday where I followed it on the news, where last Monday started off as a beautiful day and it ended as like the refrigerator plant exploded and froze everywhere.
This
here.
was the day I got back into town, and it was a long walk.
Oh, you got back on Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Long walk from to get our car in the economy lot at Denver International Airport.
So we got dropped off
In the
and picked
chilliness. In the chilliness. But yeah, so it's November, and we haven't come up with a name for November.
up. Well, it could be Nifty November
I like Nifty November.
because it's just shorter November. We only get this episode, 2, maybe 3 episodes total for November.
Well, and you want to know what's going to happen next week on our show
Are
on
we
Monday?
going to do a show? Well, I'm going to bring in my daughter.
Great.
And then I remember a text saying that Chloe was going to be here. Are we going to talk about the Cannabis Business Awards? Nice.
Yep, Chloe Villano from Cloverleaf University.
We should get David in here too to talk about the THC championship
Yes,
that's coming up.
that would be an amazing. That's
Or
real.
tune into his show. Tune into their show on Thursday.
Both. How about both?
But yeah, check it both out.
So Chloe will be here next week to talk about the this is now the 3rd annual Cannabis Business Awards. iCannabis Radio won an award last year for Best News Source, which I thought was pretty fantastic because we're a good source.
We try for entertainment on this show.
Get out of here!
Dog
This is a lot of craziness. Cute though.
craziness,
Super cute.
right? Should I shut the door?
You might want to shut the door because they're just going to come back. Very good. Oop, not very good. So yeah, this is a crazy time of year. I mean, I think
It is the big 3. happen. You know, you get Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and it's just
New Year's,
this. Oh yeah, New Year's. Holy shit.
my birthday.
Well, fortunately, New Year's isn't a
Lauren's
Hallmark
birthday.
holiday. You know, it's just a big Hallmark holidays. Like
Yeah.
like Halloween is the second largest holiday in the United States, closely behind Christmas.
Is it really?
Oh yeah,
Based on like people who celebrate it or money,
Money.
spent? Money.
on costumes and candy. Like candy sales at Halloween this year were $2.3 billion. Costume sales roughly about the same.
That's
I read
fantastic.
People paid like $150 million on costumes for pets.
I bought Boone a costume.
I got my dog.
Marley got a
Fucking
costume.
ridiculous.
What was she? She was a taco. Okay.
See,
yeah, we have
so
to see. See?
Dog costumes, animal costumes.
Can I admit that I bought Boone a costume and then never put him in it? I wonder how many people do that. Boone was
Yeah, but
a
the intent
skeleton.
was there. The intent was there,
The
so
money
it still
was spent.
counts.
It was wasted. Of
Right.
course, he's not
Use
going
it
to.
next year.
I was going to say he's not going to grow anymore. He's stunted.
He's full size. What about Christmas? Do you put your dogs in stupid Christmas gear?
No, I put my bigger dog in cute Christmas gear. She has a reindeer jacket. She's cute.
We're gonna have
Marley's
to see a
taco.
picture. I did see a picture of your
That's a good taco.
bearded dragons though. That's hilarious.
That's really cute. You guys are adorable. That is really cute.
And we were buzzing. Or Woody and
Jesse.
Very
Nice.
cute. I watched a Toy Story 2 or 3, which is the one where they move. One,
The first one.
the first one on the airplane. I watched a lot of movies on the airplane. What else are you gonna do? You got a 10-year-old. You got an 8-hour flight. You're watching movies.
One
So
of those double-decker jets.
No, I wish.
what'd you fly on? Do you know? Just was it a standard?
767.
So is it bigger? Did you have more room, or was it
I
still?
had very little room. It was a
Holy
very
fuck.
big plane. But you know, I mean, when the only person sitting next to you, I mean, I was in the 2-seat side, and so it was Gavin and I, and you know, we can rub up against each other and do a little snuggling and get comfortable. It's not like you're trying to avoid the stranger. I don't
Right.
like that so much. But I will tell you, it was kind of a bummer. I felt bad for Warren. He did not make it until Tuesday. He was in the Chicago airport Saturday night, Sunday night, and flew out Monday night.
When did that storm hit Chicago?
It was because he flies standby. It was the storm hit the Chicago before, so it was just a little hiccup in our journey, little hiccup. But you know, it was interesting. One of the things that struck me about being in London is my husband's cousin was complaining of some muscle issues that he's been having. He's getting physical therapy, which they call physio. I've been getting some physio. And all I kept thinking of is the only thing that he should be using is, I mean, physical therapy is great, but he should be using balm. And of course, they can't do that there.
This
Just
is what
so
you
too
look
bad.
like on camera, just so you know.
That's cute, huh?
Like we're censoring your face.
There, how's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Cool. I look like I'm a big, huge microphone.
Right?
Oh, look at Marley's ear. So cute. So cute. So,
We ought to have cameras out there, and we'll just call it the dog cam.
no, because then,
we have
then
that cycle
we'll get
in
proof
every-
that Boone is the one who poops on the floor, and I don't want that proof. I don't think that's a good idea.
That's funny.
So tell me, what are some of your family holiday traditions? What are some things that you guys always do?
On Halloween, I always watch The Nightmare Before Christmas.
You do on Halloween. That's awesome.
And like me and my cousins.
Cute.
Because my cousin was born like the 29th, so she has a birthday party. We didn't do it. She was at school this year, so we didn't have a party, but I still watched the movie.
That's a great tradition. What about you?
Well, for Halloween, I guess I always watch. I try to watch all the cartoons from my youth. Like the Halloween, I like the Garfield Halloween special.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I got a DVD that's got the Garfield Halloween special, Thanksgiving special, and Christmas special.
Cute.
So, and then I like the Charlie Brown ones.
Great pumpkin.
Great Pumpkin, and a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and a
What's a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving?
It's a Charlie Brown at
And some
Thanksgiving.
turkey.
Yeah, it's pilgrims and all
Is
that
it
shit.
good? I don't know that
I haven't
I've
seen it
this one.
since I was a kid. I don't know.
Okay, I think I want to watch that. I think that's on my list.
And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. is
That's on
my
your-
Thanksgiving movie.
Really?
Because he's trying to get home for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's not very many Thanksgiving movies. Well, not that deal with Thanksgiving. I suppose you could watch some other movies, Last of the Mohicans, whatever. I don't know. I didn't mean for that to be fucked up. If it was, I mean, it's supposed to be.
Oh, it was totally.
I'm
totally.
sorry.
It
I hope I
was.
didn't offend anybody. Didn't mean for it to be.
Oh, that's funny.
But it should be more of a native holiday type of thing like that. But
I'm not sure I understand Thanksgiving, and
I
I'm
don't
not
get
trying
it.
to be dense.
no, because it's supposed to be. We celebrate it as a day of thankfulness to our family and to the world, whatever. But then we're taught that it's about the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth Rock and sharing a meal with the
Because
the
they
natives.
had survived, and they had enough of a harvest to be able to get them through the winter, and they were feeling very grateful. But they weren't very nice to the Native Americans, and
No, history is.
Wasn't it? They also taught us how to grow corn too. That's part of it as well.
so we should be thankful.
At this point, we don't even know.
At this point, we
know,
don't even know.
Like history, what we're taught may or may not be true, because what we're taught isn't the same thing our kids are taught.
That's right.
Isn't the same thing. Each generation learns something slightly different, something that conforms a little bit more to being a little bit more politically acceptable. And it's like, the truth needs to start becoming politically acceptable.
Well, I mean, you're right about that. The other thing is that we need to start making decisions for ourselves about what things mean to us. I mean, Thanksgiving, I don't even necessarily care how it started. I think for me, it's a nice opportunity to take some time to be thankful and to recognize the things that we have, and to be grateful for those things, because societally we take things for granted like crazy in this country. I mean, we are some spoiled brats.
Oh, yeah. Well, and if you go to different parts of the country, you learn it too. Like, for example, going out to California.
Did you just go to California?
I did.
I didn't know that.
Right? Well, I should learn to communicate better. They are on a water drought. So, there's some days where you can't use your water. You can only use X amount of water. It's all monitored and controlled. And
Were you
it's
stinky?
just getting worse. Oh, no. We still got to shower every day. Just take really short showers. Get in. No relaxing. You just get in, do your stuff, get out. But
So no fapping in the shower.
no.
No.
What's fapping? Is that peeing? Jerking off? Oh. No, I don't see how people can jerk off in the shower. Like the water, it just doesn't work. It's not the same thing. But that's a Tuesday night conversation.
Gabe's gonna explain it to you.
Oh, well, I see why.
It has a
I'm
significant.
saying the standing part makes it more awkward.
I think.
Well,
it
and
has
the water makes it more awkward. I mean, I don't know. Are you supposed to
shampoo
use
makes it
something?
easier.
See, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
Stings the tip.
Yeah, see, I
Oh.
don't want to sting the
Okay, I
tip.
think I'm done with this conversation. to
Right,
be
that's
honest with
for
you. Yeah.
Tuesday nights.
Yeah, not
so
even.
That
actually.
was for Tuesday
Yeah.
nights.
I mean, well, not even. I mean,
Oh yeah, we would talk about shit way worse than that.
like
way worse.
stinging penal tips.
We talked about the return of the douche. That one guy that was returning the enemas, used enemas. And right, we'll just leave that one alone. So there's all kinds of crazy things that happen out in the world that we don't even touch here. You know,
No.
from zombies to sex crazed people to
I like zombies.
all kinds of real life zombies, like all the stories that were coming out. Let's see, maybe during the next break and whatnot, I'll look up the latest, because we used to find every week there was some new wacko that was like smoked spice and ripped his skin off and ate his neighbor's dog.
Oh, I mean, we did go through a ridiculous phase, and you know what? It all gets back for people. It all gets back to somehow being about marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow it all gets related back to this is because of people doing the marijuana.
Right, or the alternatives to it, but we don't
The
look
first
at.
time that Johnny was fine until he started doing the marijuana, and that led him right into eating people's heads off.
Yep. Also, speaking of marijuana, you know where a really great place to smoke marijuana is?
The earth.
Yes. Good job. You know how to play this game. And you don't even smoke. But I'll tell you where another more specifically good place
Please.
is the Golden Gate Bridge. So if you do it at nighttime, at least, because we weren't there at the daytime, so I can't speak for that. But I drove over it during the daytime earlier this year, but this time we walked on it out to the first giant 10,000-mile tall pillar. It's really not 10,000 miles, but
You feel really small.
you
don't
feel
you?
really teeny tiny,
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, people built this monstrosity in the middle of the water. And when you get like a nice 10-minute span where there's nobody, oh my God, you just look out into the bay, smoke some good California OG, and the views are stunning. Stunning. Because you got San Francisco, across the water, you got Oakland, Berkeley. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 giant cities all just in that, where the entire population of Colorado is in San Francisco, I think.
Seriously.
It's retarded. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Thank
It's
you.
so silly how.
Compact
And
and
when we come back from our break,
yes.
I would like to take a few seconds to speak about San Francisco and its craziness.
I'd like to talk about that too. You're listening to iCannabis Radio.
We'll be right back.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com. Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
The law offices of Edson Maton and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
And we're back.
You do that very well.
Hello, and thank you for calling Movie Phone. If you know the name of the movie you want to see, press 1 now.
Deep.
All right. Anyways,
So you wanted to talk a little bit about the city of San Francisco.
so first of all, I would like to say if you live in San Francisco and are still alive, congratulations. I have visited your fine city twice this year. The first time, earlier this year, it was a drive-through. I drove from the airport, drove out over the bridge, went somewhere else. Lovely. Stay on the highways. Okay. This past time, we, well,
You didn't do that.
we went and ventured into San Francisco. So when you do that, you get to experience all that crazy stuff that you see on TV when they film it in San Francisco, and you're like, oh, wow, look at that. It's all neat. No, whatever. I want to go there. Right. Until you get there, and you're at a 4-way intersection, 2-way stop. I think we might have the stop sign, maybe, or the stoplight. That's hard to see. They have one little pole over here for a stoplight. Nothing that hangs over. If you're not paying attention or you're looking up, you blow right through an intersection, which apparently happens all the time. From talking to a couple people that live there. And you could be stuck at that 2-way stop, 4-way intersection and look up, straight up a hill where cars are parked, where it's like the 45-degree towing angle where
Yeah.
I don't think your alarm will actually sound.
Right.
If somebody breaks in, because it's going to think it's towing, it's not going to go. I don't
Yeah.
know how that works. And I look at all these roads and I think, oh man, if there was a town like this in Colorado, we would have to blow it up. Because it would just be such a disaster. It was so insane. The roads, like I said during break, they have lines all over them, which I know sounds normal, but sometimes there's repairs. Sometimes it's the dotted line. Sometimes it's a train track. Sometimes it's the center divider line. The stoplights are tucked over in the corner. My favorite part is that people just cross the street.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where, they just cross. Which I know is most places, except San Francisco. They just walk out and walk right across, like they have a tunnel they're walking through. They don't look to see that they're walking
walking in
out
a
into
bubble.
40-mile-an-hour traffic, and it was a lot to handle. If you are prone to panic attacks, San Fran is not the place for you to drive.
But just like anything, I mean, you
But
get
it's
used to it.
beautiful there.
It's a beautiful
It's
city.
beautiful. It's just really panic-driven to drive in. If that's not your thing,
Well,
Don't go there.
And you don't want to drive anyway because where are you going to park?
that was fun, trying to park. We got really lucky. We parked in a really terrible spot, and as we were walking over to our buddy Coda's house, a car was leaving, I believe, right up front, right up by his
Nice.
house. And it was like, no way. Sarah ran back, grabbed the car, pulled it up. We were all
Nice.
good. And we walked from there to the restaurant, which was like 3 blocks away. Everything there looks the same. So if you were there on acid and somebody gave you a map and said, good luck, you'd be just as screwed. Everything looks the same. It's intense,
I love San Francisco.
but it's really pretty. I want to ride the trolleys. The ones that are connected to the lines up there, is that what powers them? You know,
Well,
because
they're
they look like
connected-
buses, but they have
So
they're not
that's-
on tracks.
Yeah, they're electric.
So that's what powers it?
That's right.
That's cool.
And oftentimes, what will happen is that the piece that's connected to the wire will pop off, and the bus will just stop, or the train will just stop.
Interesting.
That's kind of a problem.
What's weird too is when you're driving down some of these same Tueco streets that have all these weird lines, and you're not sure if you're on the right side of the road or if you're even in a lane, or if the lane you're in is going to turn into a parking lane anytime soon. Because that happens too. You're just driving. Oh, you better stop. Somebody stopped in the middle of the street. No, wait, they're parked. Wait, everybody's parked here. There's still a dotted line. No sign. I don't get it. But I don't know. It's just a crazy place to be. Forgot what else I was going to say.
It was really fun. So, who did you visit there, and what did you do?
Visited Bo, my buddy Bo.
How is he?
He's doing good. We had dinner, and then we went and visited our buddy Coda. Spent the night at his place, which was really cool because he lives with 3 or 4 other people, and it's one of those houses that it's like a house that has houses touching it on every side. It's really weird, but it has a backyard that has
nice.
trees, so that was
Nice.
neat. But it's
Yeah.
a really small backyard, but provided a nice safe place to go smoke a bowl or 5, and that was pretty good times. But when you drive through San Francisco, if you don't know anybody there, all you do is look at all the houses and you're like, I just want to go in one just to see what it's like. It looks like a tiny house.
They're so fun.
Like you're like trapped in a cartoon there, because that's how it all kind of looks. There's little tiny balconies on some of them, little tiny windows or little things. And it's like, okay. You expect everybody there to be skinny midgets or something. There's even some places that had doors that were like this outside, where windows you would think were, but it was a little door. And then it went upstairs to a big door, and it's like,
Ooh,
Interesting.
Back to the Winchester House.
right. And it's like, I love the architecture out in Cali. It's so much different than here. No tall buildings, earthquakes bring them down. A lot of houses built where, they're not going to be in 20 years.
Right.
Because they're right here, and right here is a mud slope going down. So that the next big rainstorm, that house is going to go with.
When I first moved to San Francisco, I actually lived in Robin Williams' neighborhood. Well, I lived in the neighborhood adjacent to that. And a sinkhole developed and sucked in a house, big house right across the way, like 3 blocks away.
I believe it. There's a lot of strange stuff. We went to a beach in Ventura, Port Wainini maybe, and it was like as the ocean comes up, it drags all the sand back in, and so it depletes really heavily. It depletes the sand right there.
Right.
So they've got barges that pull it from another area on the other side of this beach that we were at, and it goes through these pipes, comes out, and it's just like blowing out, filling up the beach. Have you ever seen the movie Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Mm-hmm. So the end part where he's traveling with Marty Blartfast, and they're cruising on that thing, and you see him building the planet, and there's like giant pipes that are filling up the ocean. That's exactly what it looked like. It was all this dirt and sand coming out, filling up this beach, and it was like, cool for
He's
real.
building a planet for real.
Like it's really happening. And so that was really interesting. I mean, California is just, it's genuinely an exciting place because, like I said during the other break, if you're just hanging around in Denver and you're like, hey man, you guys want to go to Colorado Springs? I don't know, for what? I don't know. Not really. Why? Because it's boring. It's dead. The drive is flat, boring. I mean, there's hills, but it's relatively pretty boring. You know, you get to see mountains on the side. It's got a pretty view, but that's really it. We got fields. There's not really. It's just like a blah highway where the same distance from pretty much any city out in Cali is like you're taking the scenic route. Well, we're going to go take this road. Well, it's the scenic route. Well, same with the highway. It's the scenic route because even the highways, there's just giant piles of flowers and trees and lush green grass and all this during November even.
That's right. Some of it's also because you're used to this, and that's all new and different, and that makes it exciting for sure.
It is, and it does. Because we went a lot when I was young, and then we went to Hawaii when I was about 12, and then we stopped going to the ocean. We just started, so I had a long period. We had a young period of conditioning and a long period of longing. So now that it's coming back, it's like, ooh, it's like heaven because I've dreamt about it my whole life.
Right.
I had it as a kid, and now to enjoy it as an adult, it's entirely different and so much better.
Right.
I mean, every moment on the beach, every flower I stopped and smelled, every little airplane or bird or anything. We saw a blimp. We were in Redondo Beach for 3 days because it was so beautiful. Every night at sunset, the Goodyear blimp flew over the beach.
Really?
I had pictures of it. It was great. We waved.
Did someone wave back?
The blimp was huge, but the travel compartment was like little tiny, so we couldn't tell. We assumed that people were in there.
Little San Francisco midgets.
What?
That
this
travel
was
down to Redondo Beach.
This was right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was quite lovely. We got to go to Stanley's Kamikaze. We got to go to Universal Studios on Halloween and partake in that. So I'm sure you've seen the movie Psycho. So we got to run from zombies on the Bates Motel. Like we walked around the corner, you're walking on the wood, and all of a sudden all these doors open and zombies come running out at you.
Whoa.
So it's the Walking Dead zombies, but it was the actual Bates Motel set.
Were you scared? Did you pee yourself?
No.
Did Sarah?
Here's what's neat about going to haunted houses if you're one dude and you've got two girls with you. Okay, so I went with Sarah and her daughter. So I'm 6'2" dude, purple hair, whatever. I go with two shorter girls.
Teeny little girls.
So I work in a haunted house, have for many, many years. The targets are always really easy to spot. So I was pretty sure I was safe, and it turned out I was totally safe. I got messed with 1 out of every 10 times. They got messed with 10 out of 10 times. So you ever seen War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise one? So there's a scene where Tom Cruise is out holding one of his kids, and he's yelling to the other kid to get in the car. There's a 747 blown up right there, and all the houses, everything's all blown up. We got to stand on that set, too.
Whoa.
So we got to drive it during the day, during the tram ride, and at nighttime it was the terror tram where they drive you somewhere, they open up the tram, they kick you off, and they make you walk around all these different little haunted areas.
Cool.
And so while the girls are getting scared, I'm just touching the plane. It's like, oh, this neat stuff. So I'm going to go back and watch the movies and be like, yeah, fuck that crash. I was there, And it's kind of nifty because I like movies. I don't really get starstruck. I don't really care as much about that. I do nerd out over some things, like at the Comic-Con or at the Kamikaze convention. There was the fully built-out DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I would have geeked out on that.
Flux capacitor. The doors were open.
Yeah.
It had everything just the same, everything on the back. It cost money to go sit in it and get your picture taken with it.
Of course.
But it was free if you stood outside the red rope, which was from me to you to the car. So I squat down, get a couple pictures, geek out. It's like, all right. And then later, Sarah took me to the train tracks where the DeLorean got destroyed by the train in Back to the Future 3.
Wow.
So both time machines were at that location. That was cool. I was a total dork. Once she told me, she tried to get me out into the street. I'm like, no, I don't want to be out in the street. Those are train tracks. Come on, let's be smarter. She's like, no. She's like, trust me, come out here. And I did. And she's like, now touch the train tracks. we've been talking about how you can touch them and you can feel if a train's coming. So that's what I thought we were doing. She's like, you're touching the train tracks where the DeLorean got destroyed, Back to the Future 3. It was like a 7-year-old. Like I started jumping around, screaming,
course you
like
did.
cheering, and it was absolutely silly. But I dork out over things like that, stuff like I got to touch the doorknob and stuff of the Psycho House,
That's
and
cool.
it's like, so I'm gonna go back and watch the 1960 some odd movie and be like, I was there,
You're a
crazy
dork.
bastard, Norman.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about
London, I hope.
We can talk a little bit about London, sure, but I was thinking we might want to also talk about a little bit about what's going on with the edible world in Colorado.
Ooh, I'd like to learn some stuff.
I know. Well, so do we all.
All right, we'll be right
Right
back.
back.
Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
The Law Office of Edson Maton and Matz provides criminal defense, family law, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running a medical marijuana center, optional premises cultivation operation, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout the state of Colorado. We're focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. We will do everything we can to meet your expectations. WarrenEdson.com. Edson Maton and Matz in Denver, 303-831-8188, and in Aspen, 970-948-7183. WarrenEdson.com.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
And we're back.
It's Nifty November on Happy Mondays
Right.
on iCannabis Radio.
So what should December be? Like Decadent December?
Ooh.
I know, I don't know where I get this shit from. It's
I
just,
know you're so good at this.
But,
We'll bring in stuff every Monday,
ooh, nice. Like stuff for what?
like edibles.
To share? To donate? Cool, okay.
Well, and speaking of edibles,
So what's going on in Colorado? Like I've missed lots of news, I know. 'Cause
so have I. Oh my gosh, so have I. Can I just say one thing about my vacation? I was very disconnected. I didn't get on Facebook. I didn't check emails every day. It was. If you haven't done that in a while, if you haven't really disconnected and turned off your connections to things that you don't need to be connected to, it is extremely freeing. I really liked it. No, I did have to catch up on news and those kinds of things, but it was nice not to be. It was nice not to be inundated with other people's garbage, because I can't help but. I mean, once you start reading about what other stupid stuff people are doing, it's hard to put that train wreck away.
Right. Well, it's like the newspaper got interesting. You know, when you wake up in the morning, you flip through Facebook and your eyes are still kind of out and you're like, oh my God, look at all this craziness. It's like if they took soap operas but made it real life and then slapped it in your newspaper. It's insane.
It's insane. But the biggest thing right now, one of the biggest things right now going on in the marijuana world in Colorado is
Wait, can I ask you a question?
you may.
How many edibles
17.
were given out
Oh.
on Halloween that the police had that big hype for? Did that ever
Did you guys hear of any?
come to fruition?
Even one?
Zero.
I didn't hear any.
Zero? Dang.
I didn't
alright.
hear of one.
See?
They called it a win.
Right? Yeah,
See,
like
they
the police
prepared-
did a good job. They got
They
everybody
called it-
educated.
they called
They
it a win.
They did. They chalked that up as a win for them.
W.
Right? Good job, police.
Everybody clapped in the
Yeah.
station the
Woo!
next day.
Good for us. So you know, we've talked endlessly about the concern that people have about people getting edibles when either they don't expect it, or buying edibles and them getting into the hands of kids and those kinds of things. And that's still a pretty big concern.
And it's a legitimate one. I mean,
It's
You know, I mean,
legit.
if a kid got a hold of a 5 milligram piece of candy, I don't think they would notice. It'd probably help, but most of them aren't 5 milligrams.
Well,
So a 100 milligram piece of candy falling into a kid's hands would be a nightmare for the parent, not knowing what could possibly be wrong with their
scary
kid.
for the kid. Absolutely, we're in total agreement with that. I will say, and I've said this before, that really parents. It's still going to happen. Parents need to do their due diligence to ensure that they're putting things like that away so that kids aren't getting access to them, or at least aren't easily getting access to them. But you know it's going to happen. So, and there are a lot of edibles that look virtually exactly like the non-infused candy, because you know what? That's where they come from,
Or they are.
and they are.
They
They're
just get sprayed down, and
Mm-hmm.
so they haven't even changed. Like those little raspberry candies that are like the size of dots, and they have all those little red sprinkles on the
Yeah.
outside. So they just spray that down.
Delicious.
It is.
So right now, the Marijuana Enforcement Division has until February to get a recommendation passed by the legislature as to what we're going to do about edibles, and they can't agree. So there are task forces set up by the Department of Public Health, as well as Marijuana Enforcement Division, trying to come up with some kind of satisfactory recommendation for the legislature, and the parents and who are pretty much opposed to all edibles, represented by Smart Colorado, and the industry representatives, lobbyists, business owners cannot come to an agreement to save their lives. And so essentially, it looks like there won't be a recommendation as much as there will be a pile of information given to the legislature that they're going to need to plow through. And my personal opinion is that that's a really bad idea, because legislators are going to make a decision based on this limited knowledge that they have, or hopefully not with the ear of the marijuana industry group, MIG, or any other poor lobbying organization who only makes decisions based on what's good for a very small percentage of the industry population. But there's got to be something. And my recommendation is that all infused edibles are pink. That
But
everything's
bubblegum is pink. And strawberry candies are pink.
There will always be a something.
Right.
But I think the chocolate should be pink. I think all the drinks should be pink. I think all the gummy bears should be pink. I think everything should be pink.
That'd be hard to do, though.
I'm just saying that's my recommendation. It's better than what they have, which is no recommendation whatsoever.
So they're not going in with any.
They're going in. They're going to provide the legislators with all of the feedback from both sides. So all the recommendations from the industry, all the recommendations from the parents groups, but not to say here is our unified recommendation.
So it's not about what's on the packaging; it's about what's on the
Precisely. They recognize that they have done everything possible with the packaging, but what happens when someone opens that package at home and leaves that chocolate chip cookie on the table? How does a 9-year-old know the difference between a chocolate chip cookie that is the example that they use in the Denver Post, the Chips Ahoy cookie, versus a cookie that came from a dispensary? Well, in my example, a dispensary cookie would be pink. See?
Yeah, but a pink cookie might be more attractive to a child. It's a bright, vivid color.
But you could train your kid. You could say, you know what?
Don't eat pink stuff.
Don't eat pink stuff.
Yeah, but
Because then you
know,
puke pink.
as a
Ugh.
teenage boy and as a growing man, like eating pink is great.
I think.
I know.
Wow. Sorry, Dad. That's just my recommendation. And like I said, it's better than everybody else's recommendation. You have one? Do you have a recommendation? Because we might as well
I really
voice our opinions.
just
'cause-
say that parents need to be responsible. I mean, it all still comes down to personal responsibility. It's hard to govern people, what they do at home, and I mean, just because.
you can't regulate for stupid.
Right. I mean, a knife doesn't say on it, it's not clearly labeled when you pick up a knife that says touching the sharp end will cut through you. It's just a knife. It's wood handle, knife blade. It's
Right.
So it's still up to the parents to teach the kids, don't fuck with this. This will hurt you. Don't touch that red thing on the stove because that will hurt you. Don't eat that cookie
the pink cookie.
because you're going to have a really great time for the next day or so.
Or not. I mean, certainly. But,
Well, I was trying to throw in sarcasm there.
I know. But, I mean, it's just, this is a really tough situation. And I kind of wish some parents would stand up and say, wow, here's how I handle edibles in my household. Here's how I handle liquor in my household. We have a liquor cabinet that is really, really, you've seen our liquor cabinet. It's super high up. I mean, it's an adult has to reach up to get anything out of the liquor cabinet. It's absolutely not accessible easily to young kids. But the other thing is my kid knows he's not to get anything in there. That's not okay. He's not to get anything in there. So I mean, it's just one of those things that hopefully over time we will be accustomed to teaching our kids about that, just like we do anything else. Don't eat or drink anything underneath the sink.
Right.
Because it's going to hurt you.
It's all part of that, responsibility of being a parent.
That's right.
There's a lot of things that come with it. It's not just some cute little extension of you that you get to dress up and change and all that stuff like it's a doll. You actually have to teach this creature how to survive in this world and how not to do stupid things.
That's right. That's our lesson today. Teach your kids to not do stupid things.
So
I'm gonna move this camera real quick.
It's a good lesson.
It's a good lesson. You know what happens the rest of the week on iCannabis Radio?
What? It's been so long.
Well, I know. So Wednesday, the Adam Dunn Show is from 11:30 to 1:30. That's pretty exciting. And Thursday, the Hemp Connoisseur magazine was not on this past Thursday because they broadcast live from the Indie Expo, the Cannabis Expo at the Expo Center.
Was that the Indo Expo?
Indo Expo.
What was that
Indo
all?
Expo.
What was that all about? I saw it like the day before. Somebody had posted, "Hey, who's going to this? Do you want to go?" It's like, who's heard of this?
Right. Well, you can watch the Hemp Connoisseur archive show and learn all about it.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But David will be on Thursday from 4 to 5 p.m. And, of course, we are back next week at 6 o'clock on Monday. And we are going to have Chloe Villano from Cloverleaf University to talk about the Cannabis Business Awards, which take place in December. Once again this year number 3.
Right.
We'll be there.
So I'm gonna bring my daughter down because she's
Yay.
gonna be in town.
So
So
I
it's
should
gonna
bring
be
my kid?
daughter night. Yeah, bring Gavin. We'll have.
Oh, they can do their cute father, daughter, son's mother.
Give an updated one.
Yeah,
Nice. All right.
that would be fun.
So.
Will you be here? Will you guys be here? You guys will be here. They'll be here.
All right.
All our listeners will be here. It'll be a good time.
So it'll be our Thanksgiving week. We'll talk about stuff that we're thankful for, and
You're gonna make me cry.
I don't know. Maybe.
No, I'm tough.
I doubt it. Yeah, because you're pretty tough.
I'm tough.
So. We'll
You, on
try
the
not
other
to.
hand, I'll make you cry.
That's a good possibility.
Yeah.
I watched Maleficent last night, cried during all the happy scenes. Like, I've turned into a big pussy since I got divorced 14 years ago. Like, a lot's changed. And since the accident, some things hit real hard now. So it's like, all right.
See, I've never known you before you were a pussy.
So, exactly. I've been a pussy for a long time. Been a pussy for a long time. But
So
I am what
we-
I eat. So it's,
We
that
advocate
had
for,
to get
for
slipped in
pink
there
things
somewhere.
here.
We do.
Just so you know, that's our recommendation is always when in doubt, go pink.
iCannabis for pink.
Yes. Thank our sponsors, Noda Urban Garden Supply, Edson Maton and Matt's Medical Marijuana of the Rockies, Couple Collin and Company, Run on Grass. We will be back next week. Thank you so much.
Have a beautiful week.
Have a beautiful week. So did you want a bearded dragon?